Hello, mommies and daddies, uncles and aunties, brothers and sisters, friends and neighbors. You're welcome back to my YouTube channel. And as you can see today, we are making some goat meat coconut smoky jollof rice. I mean the typical party jollof rice. And today we'll be substituting water for some goat meat because that's some extra flavor, some extra nutrients in it, and we are going to be exploring that today. So let's get right into the cooking action. So today we'll be using some goat meat, and I got my goat meat from Spa Nigeria. We'll season these and then we'll set it aside to marinate for about 30 minutes before we begin to cook. I'm adding some chicken seasoning now, as well as some salt, as well as thyme, as well as some curry powder, as well as some mixed spices, as well as some ginger and garlic paste, and then some onions. And also I'll be adding some chicken seasoning powder, which is known as kitchen glory, and then I'll leave this to marinate for 30 minutes. After 30 minutes, I'll place on the cooker to cook for 5 minutes without adding any moisture, just so that it releases its juice and its flavor and moisture. Then I'll add water to cook it all the way through. So this has been cooking for 5 minutes now, and then you can see that it has released its own juice. So I'll add water to cook it thoroughly till it is completely cooked. I'll keep checking it, and once it is completely cooked, I'll deep fry this in some oil, and then I'll set this aside. So in a clean pot, I'll be adding some of the oil we used to fry the goat meat. And by the way, I use Devon King's oil. So I'll be adding onions once the oil is slightly heated, and then I'll saute it for some minutes. And now I love onions, but if by any means you don't like onions, you can blend it into a puree, or you use the little, or if you still don't feel comfortable, skip onions. But I mean, onions is full of flavor, so why not? And next up, I'll be adding some tomato paste. So I'm using this small tin of tomato paste. It's about 200 grams, and I'm cooking about 2 eureka's of rice. So this is the size of tomato paste I'm going for. I am going to fry this tomato paste because we want it to release its redness, its flavor, that richness, which we would only get when we fry it. And to this, I'm adding my curry powder as well as my thyme, because at this point they'll be releasing all their flavors at the same time. So we are going to fry this for about 8 to 10 minutes on low heat. Please reduce the heat. You don't want to burn it. You want this to fry slowly and nicely. So also I added my bay leaf to my tomato paste and onion. So we'll fry this till we have gotten this change in color, and then you can see that it's now crumbling. It's kind of crumbling. We'll see that very soon. Also, don't forget to stir your tomato paste from time to time, because you don't want it to burn. So just keep stirring it from time to time, keep stirring it from time to time. So to this, I also have this nice jollof seasoning. It's the Maggi signature jollof. So I'm adding this, stir it, and now you can see how brightly red the tomato paste is. I mean, that's what we are aiming for. So at this point, I'll be adding my pepper mix, and in here I've got some tatache, some tomato, some shombo, as well as some rodo and onions as well. So my pepper ratio is usually equal amount of tatache to equal amount of tomatoes, with less amount of shombo, less amount of rodo as well as onions, because I figured that the tatache gives it the very vibrant color you want. And to this pepper base, I'll be adding some seasoning and some salt as well as the remaining kitchen glory, which we used to boil our goat meat. Combine this and cook it. You want this to also fry as well. Mind you, the pepper mix has been boiled, so the frying time is obviously reduced because the moisture or the water present has been reduced. So this has been cooking for about 5 to 8 minutes, and I'll just be adding the goat meat stock. So I'm going to allow this to cook, to combine thoroughly, and then we'll be adding our coconut milk, which is the star of today's dish. Remember that we are still aiming for a typical party jollof with some extra flavor. So we are substituting water for coconut milk. So I just emptied the entire tin of coconut milk into the sauce, and this is a lot of moisture. Remember I said we are cooking 2 derivatives of rice. It's so obvious at this point that this pot would not hold the rice, but anyways, I will still add my entire amount of rice into the sauce, and then I will split this into about half so that it has space to cook properly. So mind you, I allowed my water to boil properly, and then I added my rice. After combining this, I will just take out some and cook in another pot. So at this point I have reduced this, and then this is after 10 minutes of cooking our rice. You can see that the moisture is dry, but you can still see that the rice is very wet. I mean very wet. And then the rice is uncooked at this point. Obviously in 10 minutes the rice should not be cooked unless it is parboiled. So the rice is still very uncooked, and now I'm tempted to add moisture. No! Resist that temptation. Resist the temptation. So at this point I will just cover it back, reduce the heat, and allow this to steam up for another 10 to 15 minutes, and I'm back again. Guys, at this point the rice is cooked. I mean, the rice is completely cooked. No hardness at all. Every part is completely cooked. The flavor here is on another level. So I'm just going to use my spoon to bring this up, stir it properly. I'm not mashing my rice, I'm just carefully separating the rice grain. And to this I'll be adding some sliced onions as well as some margarine. Note that this is optional, but for me this is another step of adding extra flavor, extra taste, extra aroma to the rice. And the butter will help keep the rice moist and shiny, because if you notice the rice is currently dry without the butter, and that's because we did not add any extra water to cook. We just allowed the rice to steam till it is done. So this butter will give it some shine and also some kind of moisture, while the onions will definitely add some nice flavor to it. So I'm just going to combine this thoroughly, steam for 2 to 3 minutes, and then our smoky party coconut goat meat jollof rice is ready. And now our very last and final stage is adding the goat meat to our rice. I mean, this is some deliciousness. If you don't try out this recipe, you are missing a lot. So do try out my recipe, and do not forget to give this video a thumbs up. I mean, this is some treasure here. Oh, pardon me. So our rice is ready, our rice is shining, our rice is not soggy, our rice is smoky, our rice is everything you want in every party jollof rice. Our rice is perfect. Yes, that's the word. The rice is perfect, and now we are ready. Just steam this for 2 minutes and we are done cooking. Look at that pretty, man. The goat meat is delicious, the rice is delicious. What else can we ask for? Do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Until another time, I'll catch you on another exciting episode. Bye.